So let's look at insulin spikes in masters endurance athletes, performance benefits, and health hazards. When we talk about masters endurance athletes, we have to understand the dual nature of insulin spikes. It's crucial for optimizing both performance and long-term health. And we're going to explore the science behind insulin's role in athletic performance and its potential health implication. Insulin spikes typically follow high carbohydrate intake and play a significant role in endurance performance. Think of the Tour de France guys eating all that food afterwards, right? Masters athletes have unique physiological responses to these spikes compared to the general population. Endurance athletes develop enhanced glucose uptake capacity and insulin sensitivity, allowing them to efficiently utilize glucose during both exercise and in the recovery periods. Masters athletes typically demonstrate lower fasting insulin and better overall metabolic health than age matched non athletes. So when you look at the Stello, which is connected to your aura ring and your levels and all that stuff, you can kind of look at your average glucose over the days and find out your time spent within your range. This is probably a better guide if you want to eat pizza. You have to have it as strategically spiked. This is a tight window of control, probably without much good spiking and some perhaps low hypoglycemic effects. And this is how you should run through your data. When Marco Altini has really broken this down in looking at races, smarter fueling, and how to put this stuff together. And so fat oxidation, we're not going to get into that so much, but we're going to talk about having these spikes. Rapid glycogen replenishment is what you get when you do have a spike. Rapidly restores muscle glycogen, right? Feeds the metabolic machine. That's crucial for endurance performance and recovery. Sustained performance, you may need these carbohydrate supplementations to avoid hypoglycemia if you're doing hours of training. Most of the people that I talk to, we do fasted. So we're going to go low and slow, stay in LT2, and try to optimize our fat oxidation burn, right? And then get the spike afterwards. Occasional post-exercise hyperglycemia is common and reflects the body's adaptation to intense training and demands. You can go up even if you don't spike, because that's what the body's trying to do. Chronically reduce your carbohydrates, you're not going to even get that mild spike. Insulin spikes following carbohydrate intake are particularly important to masters athletes because they help maintain blood glucose levels during the prolonged exercise. They support muscle recovery between training sessions. They enable sustained high intensity efforts during competition, and they facilitate adaptation to the training stimulus. Research shows that masters athletes who strategically manage carbohydrate intake can maintain performance levels comparable to younger athletes. So we have to look at these adaptations. Regular training, consistent endurance exercises increases insulin sensitivity and glucose uptake capacity. We have muscular adaptation that allows these muscles to more efficiently utilize the glucose, and we have health, lower fasting insulin and better glycemic control than non-athletes. So we automatically have a tighter control that we just have to maybe put these spikes in there because we can handle it because we have a metabolic machine. Short-term spikes are not harmful. They support recovery. They're part of the normal training and they protect us for our high activities. If you are like chronically spiked, that's probably not going to happen to you. So brief exercise or meal-induced insulin spikes are fundamentally different from chronic hyperinsulinemia in metabolic syndrome. So temporarily reduced glucose tolerance, sometimes after very prolonged or intense exercise, some endurance athletes show temporarily reduced glucose tolerance, possibly as a protective mechanism prioritizing glucose in the brain. And I really wish more exercise physiologists had a background in neurophysiology because the brain is really what it's all about. They could affect recovery in these things. So sometimes you can have even stomach upset. The spikes are beneficial more than they're hazardous. And practical implications, training nutrition, strategic carbohydrate based on what your intensity output is going to be before, during, and after training are important. Post exercise carbohydrate consumption should be proportional to the training intensity and duration to optimize recovery. Regularly training maintains insulin sensitivity, protecting against chronic metabolic issues despite occasional spikes. Balancing performance and health. Occasional spikes are not harmful. Chronic excessive spikes, which are rare, could happen. Main concern is ensuring adequate recovery in nutrition and keeping our metabolic engine, protecting the muscles from being utilized to make glucose. And that's what we really need. We need to confidently utilize carbohydrate strategies to support endurance performance. That's what we're talking